Hi, and welcome to Confessions with Keith. My name is
Confession.
Keith Sanders. This is my dear friend Coco.
Hello. Welcome. All right, everybody, welcome back. Coco here again, and I'm so excited to introduce a dear friend of mine, Keith Sanders.
Hi guys.
This is going to be a super awesome interview, and I can't wait to hear about how you got started with all this. So this guy I've known for a little while. He sings like an angel, and I can't wait to post some of the videos of him singing online so y'all can see a little bit of what he's packing, his talent.
She's just very nice to me.
No,
I appreciate her though.
it's true.
I'm not as talented as she says I am.
It's true. So, okay, well, I said your name, but could you tell everybody how old you are, where you grew up, a little background?
I'm 33 years old. I was born in Albany, Georgia. I grew up there until I was about 10 years old. Then we moved to Oxford, Mississippi. My dad moved us there so he could get his doctorate degree
Okay.
in music. And we stayed there for about 2 years, and then we moved to Cleveland, Mississippi. And then stayed in Mississippi until I was 23. I went to high school, Cleveland High. I went to college at a little community college, MDCC. Go ahead, Moorhead. You don't know, it's fine.
I was like,
And then I went to Mississippi Valley State University,
okay.
a little HBCU in Itabena, Mississippi.
Anything fancy like that? How'd you get here?
So after college, I worked at the B.B. King Museum, and I wasn't one for the corporate world. I did PR there for a while, and my buddy Adrian Dickey was like kind of proposed to me like, hey man, I'm fixing to like drop this new album, and then we're probably gonna like do like a little tour. You wanna jump on and do rhythm guitar and background vocals? And I was like, well, I got this job. I don't know if I could just like take off like that. And he's like, well, I offered to you first, and I got other people out there. So I thought about it for about 30 minutes, quit my job, and moved.
Yes.
So I moved to Oxford, Mississippi, and I stayed there, but I was in and out of Oxford playing music. Then about a year and a half ago, you want the PG version or the PG-13 version, the rated R version?
Whatever you feel like. Whatever you feel like giving us, I guess.
So
It's gonna be a good movie either way.
I had come to visit Austin a couple of times. One of my friends was like, you're too talented to just be hanging out in Austin and Nashville. I was like, yeah, I think so. But I was comfortable, so I didn't really want to go anywhere. I had my own little market. I was making a good amount of money. And then I had finally made my mind up. I was like, I'm going to move to Austin. I was like, still kind of hesitant and all this. So we were out celebrating a buddy's birthday. And we went to Peter Pit after the bars to get some late night food. It was on our walk home. And these guys came by talking. And of course, I'm with the one friend you don't want to be with.
Like trying to fight, talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
But my friend is the type, he don't hesitate, talking, and like, he about that action. So like I said, I was with the one person I did need to be with that night. And I love him to death, past one of my best friends.
We all have a friend like that.
Oh, his daughter's my goddaughter, like
Yeah.
that type of friend. So they kept talking, Pat like turned around to say something. I was like, Pat, not tonight, let's just eat these pizzas and go home. I hadn't even taken my first bite out of this thing.
Oh, no.
And they said something else. And I saw Pat turn around, so I put my hand in his chest, and I was like, hey, man, like, go home. Like, nobody wants this tonight. Just leave us alone. We ain't done nothing to you. And they started walking back towards us, and that's when it all happened. So they walk up on us. Pat, like I said, he didn't talk. He's about that action. The guy raised his hands like he was going to hit him. Pat stuck the guy. And then I stepped in front of Pat to, like, calm down or get him out of there.
Yeah.
And his friend beside him hit me in the ribs, or so I thought he hit me in the ribs.
Yeah.
And so I hit him, and he hit the ground. And then his other friend came over, and he had his hand like he was going to hit me. So, like, I reached out. And I felt my knee getting hit, and I was like, why is he punching me in the most awkward places?
Yeah, that's a weird place.
And I was like, what is happening right now? And that the whole fight was over. They got up, scurried off, and I turned around, and one of my other friends that was in Peter Pit comes out. He's like, yo, you're leaking. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're bleeding right now. And I was like, nah, man, that's not my blood. Calm down. And then some drunk girl comes out of Peter Pit and says, you're dying. And I look down, and I'm like, oh, there's a puddle of blood. So I got stabbed 3 times. And that was the final straw. I was like, all right, Keith, it's time for a new adventure.
Oh my God. Oh my God, how did I not know that? I'm surprised I've never heard that story.
It's not the type of story you just tell every day.
Yeah, you don't just want to bring that
That's
up.
why I asked if you wanted the PG version
That's
of how I got
wild.
here or the rated R version.
Hey, sometimes the universe intervenes.
Oh, always.
You know, I feel like the whole reason I moved up to Denver and like made this huge change was because I've been working on this for 5 years, and it was like the pandemic took away bartending, and I was like, well, you've been working on it 5 years, like when are you gonna do it? And I was like, all right, I guess now.
For me, it's always been like big life-changing things or like incidents where I could have almost died, and I was like, well, I guess the world or the universe ain't done me yet, so I got something to do. So it kind of gives me that extra motivation, that extra push, because you're wondering what you're capable of, and like, am I really, like, should I really do this? Like, it's a thing. And you find out, like, probably should, but just from, like, near-death experiences, like, if you know that you're still on this earth, there's got to be a reason. So I'm hoping mine is music, because I've been this far in it.
I can tell you, anybody who's heard you sing, yeah, you're definitely supposed to be singing. Oh my God, one of my best friends makes fun of me because the first time I'd known him for a while, and then the first time I heard you sing, I cried. I literally cried.
She's like, oh, you play music? I was like, yeah,
nobody,
you should come watch me play.
Beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm going to have to see you, of course, play before I go. I don't know, I might not be able to. I'll think about my schedule. Anyway, how long have you been singing? You said your dad went to school for music?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been like playing instruments in music, singing?
Well, let's go back to the ripe age of 4.
Okay.
But yeah, Dad always had like music instruments like lying around the room, and he kind of treated me and my sister. You ever seen those movies where they put like toys in front of people and like, which one do you choose?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that with me and my sister, and I chose the trumpet. So he kind of went about his way of teaching me how to play it, and it came kind of naturally at first. Like, I mean, music in a broad sense, you have to work at and learn theory behind it and all that, but just the mechanics of it came naturally, and he taught me my first skill, and I was playing like actual music by the age of about 5.5, and I played trumpet up until 18. Sports got in the way. I didn't feel like I wanted to be in band anymore.
Yeah.
And then college came, and my dad looked me dead in the face, and he said, I'm not paying for school. I was like,
Okay.
but I thought you said you got me. He was like, yeah, I got you. I got you here to 18.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you like throwing away gifts. And I was like, he was like, you gotta pay for college. So I was lazy, and I applied to a couple of schools, but couldn't afford to get in those schools. So I was like, I gotta find a scholarship.
Yeah.
So I got a basketball scholarship to Mississippi Delta Community College.
Okay.
And I did that for a minute, and I was like, I don't really want to do this. So I had to find another way to pay for school. And I saw this flyer for a show choir, and I was like, I ain't never done this. I was like, sounds kind of, lack of a better word, lame. And,
no, I was like, that
it's-
sounds cool. I love it. My version of cool is different than other people.
a teenage jock switched from playing
You're what,
collegiate
18?
basketball to doing show choir.
A little different.
It was a little strange. But yeah, but I mean, best decision by far though, cause I fell in love with it. They taught me like the different dynamics to sing, like how to sing, and like harmonies and sorts, and how to control your voice, how to control your breathing,
Yeah.
like everything, like the all the stars that most people that start singing don't get,
Yeah.
and like they helped me along the way. I mean, having that musical background definitely helped a lot, but yeah. But shout out to my choir directors, Miss Strawbridge and Miss Terrell. They were awesome.
Yeah, they
but
were
yeah.
awesome. I can tell. Their work did great.
It was a little rough around the edges for a minute, but we got there. So then, yeah, I did show choir for 2 years, and got out, went to Mississippi Valley, and I was trying to find like an instrument to sing and play. Started on piano. I felt like that was taking too long. I only invested 3 months into it, so I didn't realize that it takes years,
Yeah.
years.
My dad's been playing my whole life, and he still thinks he's like not that great. I think he's amazing, but he thinks he's not that great.
Oh man, it takes a while. I still play like since I started. It's been 13 years or 14. And I still play every once in a while, just like brushing up on piano skills.
Yeah.
And I'm still garbage, but picked up the guitar, and the guitar kind of felt
Right.
natural.
Yeah.
Like
That blows my mind
the
because
coordinate-
strings are so hard for me. Oh my god.
Really?
Yes.
The coordination. Hey, pup. This is Durango.
We're gonna interview Durango after this.
Sit down.
Hey, baby.
But yeah, I don't know, it kind of came naturally, and I had some friends that played, so I watched them, copied them at first, tried to figure out how to do things, and then I got into the point where like I had gotten muscle memory enough to learn the guitar.
Okay.
That's when things got difficult. But
I feel like it's so hard.
I played guitar for 7 months, and I was like, I think I'm ready for my first show. And I bombed, man. Watch out, buddy.
I can relate to that.
Watch out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I took it all as like constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Went to the drawing board. What can I do better? Like, I asked all these people questions, and they gave me honest answers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best thing I could ask for is somebody like being like, hey, this was not that good, but you can do this.
But you can work on.
Yeah.
it
And that's
too.
why, like, I don't respect people that don't have anything. Like, you can always say, like, man, this person wasn't that great, but if they changed this or they did this,
Yeah.
like, don't leave it at just a salty
Something
comment
negative,
or like a
yeah.
backhand thing. Give them something to work with, like,
Yeah.
at least. Because, I mean, then it's just, they get down themselves, they'll quit,
Yeah.
they never know what they're capable of.
That's so true.
So I kind of lucked up in that situation. Yeah, man. Played, and then I already told y'all how I ended up here. I was
Yeah.
like, so that kind of connects that story into
Yeah.
music
Definitely.
of how I got to Austin playing.
Did you have or do you have any other like hobbies, likes outside of music? I know you do, but do you want to talk to me?
I like playing with my dog.
Yeah.
I read books sometimes,
Do you have a favorite book?
but mostly I just play music.
Gotta stick with what you love. Do you have a favorite book?
I do. It's kind of a strange fantasy novel called
Yeah?
The Name of the Wind
Oh
by
my
Patrick
God!
Rothfuss.
That is really one of
One of
my
the King
favorite
Killer-
books I've ever read in my entire life.
Yeah?
It's incredible.
Have you read the second one yet?
Yeah, and I've at least been waiting for the third one in the
course it is,
series
'cause
for like 11
Patrick
years.
Rothfuss is the most aggravating author you'll
Ugh.
ever meet in your life.
It really is true.
Because the second book he'd already had done, and then he snatched it back. They were ready to publish. He snatched it back, and he was like, nah. And he added like, what did he say, 1,500 more words to it?
Probably.
Or something like
The
that.
book itself is like almost 1,000
But it's,
pages.
I mean, it was worth the wait.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's a great book. And he kind of does it in a first person, third person respect. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was very interesting. A lot of authors don't do that type of thing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've been a huge nerd since I was real little. Big surprise there.
Yeah.
And
Same.
and I've always loved to read. And out of the at least couple hundred books that I feel like I've read, probably more than that. That's probably one of the best ones I've ever read.
It's a good book, yes.
And I don't know if you know this, but it's the first book he ever wrote.
Wait, word?
Isn't that shocking?
Maybe that's why he took so much time.
Yeah.
He's like, hold up, man. This thing needs to be perfect.
Yeah. Before COVID, they said that it had an HBO series contract and a movie trilogy contract also. And then we don't know what's happening now.
Like a series contract, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'd watch that.
Like the next Game of Thrones is what they were saying. So if y'all like to read fantasy, read it. 'cause
I
it's
gotta be
better.
honest, and y'all can hate me, like, it's blatant honesty. This book is taking the fattest dump on Game of Thrones.
Oh, 100%.
Ever. I'm telling you, it is beyond great.
It's amazing. I feel like he could be talking about something like normal, like it's drizzling outside.
Watch out.
And just the way that he says it makes you feel like you're in another world, enjoying the beauty of the misting of the rain.
It's crazy.
outside.
Like, you can envision the actual color of that,
Yeah.
that boy's hair.
Yeah,
Go lay down.
100%.
Go lay down, D.
He wants to be a part of the interview.
Yeah, he think he's special.
He is special.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Do you have a favorite movie?
I'm gonna say this one just because it's got some backstory.
Okay.
I got like different friend groups. My ghetto friend group. Bad Boys 2 was
Yes.
our favorite movie. The both
The
of
second
them,
one.
all three of them are our favorites, to be honest. But the second one has some special meaning because it was the one movie that we had at the house that everybody could agree on to fall asleep too drunk when we came home from the bars.
So good memories.
So, yeah. But like after we like split up from that house, a buddy of ours, Danny, I was about to leave and I was sober and I was like, hey, Glover, you want to ride home? And Danny B was like, nah, man, Glover staying with me. And I was like, you good? He was like, yeah, man, I'll stay here. He's fine. And Dave was like, man, you want a Yoo-Hoo? He's like, yeah, man, I want a Yoo-Hoo. You want to watch Bad Boys 2? He's like, yeah, I want to watch Bad Boys 2. He's like, you got to watch it in my room, though. The roommate's sleep. He was like, yeah, I'll watch it in your room. So to this day, we say that Glover got seduced by Bad Boys 2 and a Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, so good memories to that movie.
Yeah. So Bad Boys 2 is my favorite.
Oh, we watched that movie growing up a lot.
Yeah.
Got something here? Let's see. Do you have an all-time epic fail? You kind of talked about learning your guitar for the first time and thinking that you were ready to perform. And
That was a pretty big failure.
yeah, but do you have anything else? I wouldn't call that a failure, but
Like an epic fail? I don't know. I felt
like
a
when
lot.
I asked my mom, she was just talking about, I don't know, like starting her business and then like shit going wrong. And then, you know, she's like, well, it seemed like a big deal back then, but you figure it out, you know, just different things.
So, I don't think of things like that as
Yeah.
like fails, like
Yeah.
happy little mistakes that you learn from.
My shirt literally
Uh,
says no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, it's
Bob
a
Ross,
thing. I didn't
yeah.
even see it. I didn't even read it.
It's from the website.
It's Bob Ross.
It's
Man,
Bob
look at that little
Ross.
fro.
I made it.
That's cute.
Thanks.
Yeah, somebody's supposed to be making me a logo for my T-shirts.
Uh-huh. Stay tuned.
We ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, man, I don't have any like really big epic fails.
I think that's a big point. Like with everybody I've interviewed, everybody kind of says that. They're like, a failure? Like, I don't know if I would really say that, you know? And I feel like that's kind of a important quality about somebody who goes after things that they're passionate about or like something that they care about is like you can't see things as a failure. You kind of have to see it as
I mean,
like
like,
a
I don't
happy
know.
accident. Like you deal with it, you know? And
I tripped coming off the stage at American Idol. That was cool.
oh,
I
That
caught
sounds like
myself.
something I do.
Yeah. But,
played it off?
Yeah.
Did you like smooth your hair afterwards?
I
and
didn't have my hair
smile?
back then.
No?
No. Kind of just, did the little skip. It's like a step. And like
Okay.
it looked like the same as the floor.
Oh.
So I just took off walking to go accept the little gold card. And I just walked straight off that thing and fell forward. I had my guitar in my hands, so I kind of like bounced on one leg and like caught myself. And I was like, I waited on one leg for a minute and went up, like shook the judge's hands, and I just got dipped out.
Aw, don't feel bad about that.
Hey, it's good, man. Them folks over there know how to cut and edit.
Yeah, that's very true.
They put none of that on there.
They didn't put none of that on there. It's, quite a process. I've been learning. Did you have a favorite school subject? My dad said sports, so I mean, it could be anything.
Greek mythology and history.
Y'all took Greek mythology in school? That's dope.
College.
Oh, well, in college, I guess, yeah.
Could sign up for it.
Like, not in high school, yeah. I guess I could have signed up for Greek mythology. I ended up taking a class called Drugs and Society.
It was like the 2 classes I took that weren't anything to do with.
Yeah.
Like, it was a waste of money.
Yeah, that's how college is. They,
It's a
make
good
you
waste of
take...
money, though.
It's enjoyable waste of money, at the very least. I love Greek mythology.
It was fun to learn how like some of the myths have changed along the way.
I don't know much about that, but that
Yeah.
sounds really interesting.
Well, from the way that like most of the myths were like, bedtime stories that they would tell, and they've changed over the years of like they've grown into
Yeah.
this type of thing. And because from what he taught us is like most of the myths were based off of like something real that
Yeah.
actually happened.
Yeah.
And it was funny to. It's like somebody saying they saw Bigfoot, or maybe they saw a grizzly standing up on his hind legs.
Right.
We don't know.
I don't know.
Like it's like the way your mind perceives things.
Yeah.
So if you believe it to be true,
That's all that
hell,
matters.
it is true.
It's like one big game of telecom. Like, I don't know if you know this, the original Cinderella story. The shoes aren't glass. They're made out of rabbit fur.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Fuzzy little slip.
Little rabbit slippers. Yeah, I think they thought glass sounded a little bit nicer. So they changed it. Yeah. You talked about tripping. Is that your most embarrassing moment?
See,
I feel like
again,
you don't get embarrassed.
I was kind of born without that awkward gene. I don't
Must
really.
be nice.
It's not though, cause like you don't know when you're stepping into an awkward moment. You kind of like you feel like a little bit of the tension when you like.
Awkward only sucks when you're
Oops.
the brunt of it. And if you don't feel it, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but even in I've been in awkward moments, and I'm like,
You don't feel awkward.
so y'all want a drink or something?
Yeah,
And
I feel like I've witnessed this play out before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about, do you have a happiest moment, a most fulfilling moment?
The first time that I played with an actual band, that was when I knew music was for me. Cause
Yeah.
like it's a whole nother energy. It's like, it's cool being on stage yourself, like with acoustic when you're singing,
Yeah.
and there's an energy to that too.
Yeah.
But you transform into another person, like with that type of thing.
Like in a group together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody's. I don't know. It's like
Say it's like
even
a flow
even
state together.
yeah, but you can feel the like different pulsations in the band. The energy from having 4 or 5 people on stage is different than just your pure energy coming out when you're singing by yourself, because like that's raw emotion.
Yeah.
So you take your raw emotion, you put it with a guitar player that has to feel your raw emotion, bass player that has to feel your raw emotion, and the drummer has to feel the same raw emotion. You put them all together and they start pulsating as one. It's great. Sometimes we're a little off before you get to know each other. It's like you're pulsating a little bit. It's like a heart palpitation almost. And but once it becomes that steady beat, It's a heart flow, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like it's a drug.
I mean, yes. Like any artist, whether it's like painting, like visual artists, or music, or dancing, performance, any of that, I feel like there's a flow state for anybody who really loves what they're doing. And it's cool to, like, you know me, you know that I love to go to shows and festivals and things like that. And I love like jam bands and like people who can really like vibe together, because it's really special, you know? It's really rare, and it's cool to watch, and I can't imagine what it must be like,
Oh,
too.
man. That's the best part, is like having somebody else's interpretation of your energy on stage.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. Because, like, I've written songs and somebody else has heard them, and they're like, man, this song made me feel this way. And I was like, that's wild, man. Because I wrote that song about a leaf falling out of a tree. Like, sometimes you write about nothing, sometimes you write about emotion, sometimes you write about something that really hits home. And it's just funny to have other people like saying, this is what that song meant.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And that's why like there's all these forums out there, people ask, like saying in arguments and stuff like that. I personally hate them, because they should, like, everybody can have their own interpretation of somebody else's art.
100%. Happens to me all the time.
Like, this piece behind us, like, to be honest, it looks like the last Mohican eating an apple to me. She might see a pelican eating an apple. I don't know. I'm just saying, just different interpretations of what art is.
100%.
And, like, shouldn't be just trapped into one way or the other. It's not cut and dry.
Yeah, no. There's this theory that they say whenever you have like a paradigm shift, or like you hear something that you feel like really resonates with you, that you feel like it's true, it's not that you're hearing it for the first time, it's that you're like re-recognizing something that you already knew.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's kind of the same with like music or art or dance or all these different things, just because people find something in themselves whenever they see it, and it's not really about the person doing it. And I feel like as far as being an artist, we try to like coax these emotions out of people, but yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
You really don't, man.
Not at all.
Box of chocolate.
Box of chocolates. Do you have any specific like hopes or aspirations for the future?
Yeah. We're recording with 2 different bands. Early May and then mid-May.
Okay.
So I'm hoping get that out there as fast as possible, so that I can get some of these reactions that I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I just want to be heard, and I want to be able to hit the road again and do what I was meant to be doing.
Definitely.
Play into the masses.
Absolutely. The masses should be so lucky.
We hope.
It's real. Let's see. Okay, so we're in the last couple questions. Do you believe in the law of attraction, and do you use it in your life if you do believe in it?
What do you mean by law of attraction?
Like, do you believe that like thoughts are an energy that affects your life? Do you think that your thoughts affect your life? Do you think that you
In that
can
sense,
imagine your hopes
yes.
into existence, I guess?
Yeah, you can breathe anything into existence.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about, yes. I fully believe it.
Yes.
Because one of my favorite things my mom ever told me is, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change.
100%.
And I took that and I was like, I don't know if that's true, but I was like, I can believe I got this money in my pocket, but this thing's still dry. She said, yeah, but if you keep believing it, and you keep hustling, you keep believing it, you keep hustling, next thing you know, you look at that bank account and be like, man,
Yeah.
maybe it is true. And the problem is people want to say it one time and for it to happen. It's not a genie.
No, it's not magic.
No. It's a mindset. And
Yeah.
so, like, the thing is, you keep telling yourself this, the time will go past fast if you just keep pushing things or wishing them to existence or breathe them into existence. The time will go by. Before you know it, you're like, man, I started this venture 10 years ago. And look at me now. 10 years seems like ages You know, when you're young, I mean, we're still young. Don't get it twisted.
We're still young.
It's like a teenager in high school. You're like, 10 years from now, it seems so long.
It's your whole life, basically.
I blink from 23 to 33, and I'm here.
Yeah, I feel that. I turn 30 next month. I feel like, where did my 20s
Damn,
go?
girl, you old.
I'm old. I'm telling you, it's real. Well, that makes me really happy. That's kind of how I say it too. I feel like it's like programming a computer. You know, it's not really like you put in an order with the genie and you get more money in your pocket. It's more you program your mind to be able to like see where you can get more money. It's like if I tell you I've talked about this in other videos, if I tell you I'm in the market for a car and I want to get a blue Jeep, and I say blue Jeep to you, or if I ask you notice a blue car, in the next couple days you're going to see blue cars everywhere, and it's not that the universe magically brought you blue cars, it's just that I said blue car, and now your brain is programmed to notice when blue cars show up.
Right.
So if you consider yourself, you know, a musician or an artist or a business owner or a dancer or whatever it is, and you envision yourself like that, then you will see the opportunities in your life open up to like how you can get there, you know.
So, last thing I'm going to say about that is your mind is the strongest, but also the most vulnerable weapon in your arsenal.
100%.
Is because, like she was saying, if somebody says something to you and they put that in your head, and you let it fester, fester, and fester, like you're going to do it. Somebody says blue Jeep, you're going to be like concerned with this blue Jeep until you say, nah, I like black Jeeps.
Yeah.
And till you break that chain, it's going to keep going. And it's like a friend of mine told me, he was like, I'll beat you every time at rock, paper, scissors. And I was like, nah, get out of here. He was like, bet. And he would always say like little words and put them in my head. And he was like, man, and it cuts you up. And like, I would throw out like rock, thinking he gonna do scissors. It's like, it would just, you always have an edge
totally
away from me.
Jedi mind tricked you.
The fuck out of me, man. I was like, what just happened here? And I'm not talking about like I won one, like he beat me 10 out of 10.
100%, and it's because his mindset was more solid than yours about rock, paper, scissors.
And he taught me a lot that day, just from a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. 23 years old. He whipped dog shit out of me, rock, paper, scissors, because I was weak-minded.
Not weak-minded, you just weren't ready for the Jedi mind trick.
And I was weak-minded.
I mean,
Jedi mind tricks only work on what?
Real. Weak minds, that's true. I'm glad I have the Force strong with me. But that's a really important point. I feel like a lot of people grow up like with their parents or in school or with their job or whatever, and they're told, you know, that's not a real job, or like you don't make money being a painter or a musician, starving artist, right? That's like the
Oh, that's a thing.
like we all, I mean, that's a thing, but that's because everybody says it also. And like some artists never go through that starving phase, and it's because they've gotten over that, I don't know, perspective that it's necessary maybe, and like they, you know, bypass that in their brain. And like my whole life, my whole family was like, you're never going to be an artist, you won't make enough money. So I believed that my whole life, you know. And I feel like, you know, you could tell somebody they're ugly, they could be the prettiest person in the world, but if they hear it enough, they're going to believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an inside job. You gotta figure it out from the
I
inside
was
out.
lucky, because you know, parents want the best for you and everything. So, and I quit that job and decided I wanted to go off and do this music journey. They were slightly disappointed, but they also like, we support you if this is what you choose. Go do it. You know, follow up. And my dad was a little harsh on me just because he's like, I've been there. He's like, I've done this. He's like, I know where this road leads to or it travels to. It's gonna be hard. He's like, if you ain't got the grit for it, come on home. He's like, whenever you feel like the need, if it weighs on you too much, can't do it, come on.
I feel that.
He's like, because I've been there, I know what it's capable of doing to a person's psyche and soul. And I respect him for that. Yeah. He's been there to help me along the way and telling me the do's and don'ts. So I was super lucky because I had somebody to rely on whenever certain things, whether it be music or music business or just life in general,
Yeah.
I had somebody to fall on and talk to, not as a father, not only as a father, but as like a music guru
Yeah.
type of thing.
Mentor, learned professional.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Definitely. It's really awesome. That's kind of how I use my dad for website building. Last thing, do you have any words of wisdom for the dreamers out there?
If you do have a dream, don't hold back. Because like we were talking about failures, that's the worst you can do is fail.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter after that. Like what's going to, like, if you fail,
Then what?
so be it.
Yeah.
You go on to the next, tomorrow's going to be tomorrow. Like you're going to keep going. Either you fail and get back up, or you fail and find something else to do.
Yeah.
But like I said, the worst thing you can do is fail. So go shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. They
Yeah.
say that the number one thing among people who are older, they say like 60, like in retirement age, 65 and on, that the number one thing that they think about is either they're happy with their life or they're not happy with their life, and it's based on chances they took and not about like failures. Does that make sense? So like
Yeah, sure.
the worst thing as like an older person are regrets, and it's not I regret that I did this, it's I regret that I never tried.
I got no regards.
Not even one letter.
But yeah, one of my friend's favorite sayings, he's kind of sociopath, so I don't know how y'all want to take this, but he told me, we were sitting at the bar and I was like, why you hit on every girl that walks in here? He was like, look, man, he's like, can't miss all the time.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, you shoot your shot at 100 girls, 99 of them are going to say no, but one of them is going to say yes. So,
Oh my God.
words of wisdom, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Because you got to get one of them.
It's bound to work once. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Sanders. Wisdom coming out that mouth always. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me.
My children
Give me
are
hugs.
fucked.
Don't say that. All right.
Love you.